At Chalmette battlefield, this is the Veterans Cemetery. It was established after the Civil War. It only has 4 veterans from the War of 1812 buried here. It's kind of interesting. There's some tombstones the oak tree is actually growing into. And the cemetery was filled and closed in 1945. There are still some burials of families who have reserved since then. A lot of the tombstones are crooked or slanted, and that's because this area is prone to flooding. And this, some of these tombstones here, it says USCT, which is United States Colored Troop. There's also a tombstone there that says Colored Infantry. So that's some of the Union black soldiers. They're buried right here. And according to the interpretive sign, there's over 15,000 veterans buried here, and over 6,700 are unknown. It has one of the soldiers from the Battle of New Orleans is buried here. He died on the way home to Tennessee, and his body was buried here. And it was established in 1864 for Union soldiers who died in hospitals nearby, and several other veterans' remains were reinterred here. And you have some Spanish-American War burials and World War I and World War II. And this monument at the cemetery has some Civil War emblems and markings on it. These are 24-pounder cannons, fired 24-pound shot on each corner, 4 corners of the monument. And that levee back there, that is the Mississippi River. And this used to be the entrance of the cemetery years ago. Now it's off the highway at the opposite end. But anyway, it's interesting. If you see the cemetery at Chalmette battlefield, come in the back and look at this monument. And this is the entrance to the National Cemetery at Chalmette. These beautiful iron gates were constructed in 1873, and actually at the other end of the cemetery near the riverside, where we saw that monument in fact was to the Grand Army of the Republic, the Union Army. And anyway, these gates were moved here now at the current entrance of the cemetery, which is not at the riverside, but here along the highway. And of course, all the cannons on display are Civil War cannons. And they have the beautiful carriage house there that now serves as the park office.